हेलो एंड आप सभी को सुष्मिता का प्यार भरा नमस्ते. Welcome back to our new episode. As you know that we are currently learning about adjectives. We learned about adjectives, their types, and then in our last class we also discussed about degrees of adjectives, right? So today we will be learning about certain rules that we follow when we convert a positive degree of adjective to its comparative and superlative form. Like we discussed about few examples wherein the first rule stated that in most of the adjectives we add an ER and EST. ER to its comparative form and EST to its superlative form. That made it easy, right? It was easier for us. Also, we learned about certain words where there are more than 2 syllables. In that case, we have got nothing to do with its positive form. We cannot change the positive form of adjective. So, we just add more along with the adjective to make it the comparative degree and most with the adjective to make it the superlative degree. For example, beautiful became more beautiful in its comparative form and most beautiful in its superlative form. These were the certain rules that we discussed. We also discussed about some irregular adjectives, as in the adjectives or the words which will not be formed from the base word or the base adjective or the base form. For example, good. Good is an adjective, but its comparative form is better and its superlative form is best. See, all these 3 words are unique. I have not formed the word better and best from its base, which was good, right? So we did this much. Today we will be discussing about certain rules wherein we will be learning about the rules that we need to follow when we change the positive degree of adjective to its comparative and superlative form. Let us look at the board and then try and understand. The first rule is the same. In most of the adjectives we are adding an ER to make its comparative form and EST to make its superlative form, right? In the second word, words or the adjectives which ends in E, like there will be words and adjectives which end in E. For example, brave, B-R-A-V-E, brave. It is ending with E. It is an adjective. Brave means somebody who can face anything and is not scared of anything, right? So, brave, the words which end only with end with E, we just add an R and ST. For example, brave becomes braver and EST, bravest, is the superlative form. Correct? So got it? Words or adjectives which will end with E, we will add an R to make its comparative form. For example, brave, B-R-A-V-E, brave became braver. So we just added an R, okay? And brave was B-R-A-V-E, brave. So we just added an ST. So it became bravest, right? So words or adjectives which end in E, we add an R to make its comparative form and ST to make its superlative form. The third rule, adjectives which end with a consonant and Y. For example, healthy, H-E-A-L-T-H-Y. It ended with Y and had a consonant before it, which was H. So in that case, we remove the Y. We say bye Y and we add I-E-R to its comparative form and E-S-T to its superlative form. For example, healthy becomes, let's take this example, healthy became healthier. So I added an I-E-R and it became healthiest, T-I-E-S-T, healthiest, correct? Got my point? I-E-R and I-E-S-T, healthy, healthier, healthiest. Wealthy, Wealthier, wealthiest. Correct? The next rule says, we did this, right? We also have some words like easy, easier, easiest. Happy, happier, happiest. The next rule is adjectives which end with a vowel. Like, there is a Y, but preceding Y there is a vowel. Not the adjectives ending with E. For example, grey, G-R-E-Y. It's ending with Y, but there is a vowel preceding Y. मतलब Y से पहले एक vowel present है. हमने जो इससे पहले एग्जाम्पल किया, Y से पहले एक कॉन्सोनेंट प्रेजेंट था, राइट? सो जब Y से अगर कोई एडजेक्टिव एंड हो रहा है, इफ एन एडजेक्टिव इज एंडिंग विथ Y, but prior to Y or preceding Y, there is a presence of a vowel. In that case, we just add ER and EST. So grey, G-R-E-Y became grayer, G-R-E-Y-E-R, and G-R-E-Y-E-S-T, greyest. Clear? I'm sure it's clear. So these are few rules. We will also see one more rule, wherein there are small words with just one syllable and it ends with a consonant. For example, big, B-I-G, big. Let's do it on the board, right? So it becomes easier for us. Okay, so I am like erasing these rules. I am sure you have understood it very, very well. For example, if there is a word, a small word with just one syllable, which is big, or maybe hot. It's ending with a consonant C and it is just one syllable. In that case, the words which the consonant it is ending with gets doubled. For example, big becomes bigger. So double G and ER is the basic rule. Biggest, B-I-G-G-E-S-T, double G, stress. So the consonant got double. Hot became hotter. Oh, it's very hot today and the days are getting hotter. So hottest, double T-E-S-T, it got double. Okay, so these were few rules that we studied. We also studied about words wherein if there is more than two syllables, like I again revised it in the class, right? So it becomes what? We add more to its comparative form and most to its superlative form, right? If like we take one more example, dangerous. Dangerous becomes more dangerous in its comparative form and most dangerous in its superlative form. We will be doing few examples. So yes, now we will be practicing few words wherein we will be talking about its comparative and superlative form or the superlative degree. Let's take those words. The first one is
fat.
Fat. So fat is the positive form and fatter is the comparative degree and fattest is the superlative degree.
Rich.
Rich. Rich is the positive form. Richer is the comparative degree and richest is the superlative degree.
Wide.
Wide. Wide is the positive degree. Wider is the comparative degree. Widest is the superlative degree.
Heavy.
Heavy. Heavy is the positive degree. Heavier is the comparative degree. And heaviest is the superlative degree.
Strange.
Strange. Strange is the positive degree. Stranger. ER. Stranger is the comparative degree. Strangest is the superlative degree.
Tall.
Tall. We have done this example many times. So tall, taller, tallest.
Young.
Young, younger, youngest.
Wonderful.
Most wonderful. Sorry, I told you most wonderful, so it's a wrong. So wonderful is the positive degree, more wonderful is the comparative degree, and most wonderful is the superlative degree.
Good.
Good. Good, gooder, goodest? No. We have to remember this. Good becomes better when it is compared with do. So its comparative degree is better and superlative degree is the best. Best is the superlative degree of good.
Clever.
Clever. Clever becomes cleverer in its comparative degree and cleverest in its superlative degree.
Interesting.
Interesting, quite interesting this session is. So interesting becomes more interesting in its comparative form and most interesting in its superlative form.
Thin.
Thin. Thin becomes thinner in comparative degree. It becomes thinnest in its superlative degree.
Pretty.
Pretty. Oh my God, she's very pretty. So its positive degree. Prettier is the comparative and prettiest is the superlative degree.
Important.
Important. Important. More important is the comparative degree and most important is the superlative degree.
Noble.
Noble is the positive degree. Nobler is the comparative degree and noblest it is its superlative form.
Courageous.
Courageous. Courageous is a positive degree of adjective. More courageous is the comparative degree and most courageous is its superlative form.
Dirty.
Dirty. Dirty is its positive form. Dirtier is the comparative degree and dirtiest is the superlative degree.
Bright.
Bright. Bright is positive. Brighter is comparative. Brightest is superlative.
Difficult.
Difficult. Difficult is what? Difficult. So more than 2 syllables, right? So difficulter and difficultest is no. So difficult becomes more difficult in its comparative form and most difficult in its superlative degree. So these were few examples which we took and we tried to understand about its comparative and superlative form, right? So, the list is endless. The more you practice, the more you will remember. I also wanted to tell you 2 very important facts, okay? See, whenever we use the comparative degree, there is a word which usually comes in the sentence, okay? And the word is than. Why? Because we are comparing 2 nouns, right? We are comparing one noun with the other. So if I say Priya is a pretty girl, okay? But if I compare Priya and Riya, see, we should never compare beauty, of girls. But still, for an example, if we compare Priya and Riya, so somebody might say Riya is prettier. Pretty became prettier, right? Riya is prettier than Priya. Than. So before in the comparative degree we use than. Prettier than. तभी आपको वो comparison समझ में आएगा, है ना? And when we use superlative degree, we will always use the article the just before the superlative degree of adjective. For example, Priya is the prettiest girl. The prettiest. So if I tell you to recall, do you remember when we were doing articles and the rules associated with the, I told you we always use the with superlative degree. At that point of time you were thinking what superlative degree? But today you know all of it, right? You know everything about superlative degree. So with superlative degree we use the. The will always be just before or preceding the superlative degree of adjective. January is the coldest month of the year. The coldest. the prettiest, the most wonderful, the most intelligent, the dirtiest, the naughtiest. Okay, this is one rule. When we were discussing about comparative, we used than. Ram is richer than Mr. Sharma. Than, richer than. Here the word than is succeeding, yani uske baad of the comparative degree form. Okay, you have to remember. See, there will always be exceptions in English language. So sometimes we also use to instead of than. Sometimes than is the usage of than is wrong, but we use to. For example, he is senior to me. Ram is senior to Rama. Okay, Rama. Okay, Ram is senior to Rama. Senior than Rama? No. In that cases we don't use than, but we use to in place of than. So this was all about degrees of adjectives. We learnt about its form, how we change from comparative to superlative. Yes, positive to comparative to superlative. We also learned about than and the usage of, the usage of the in superlative degrees. Right? See, in English, all the topics will be somewhere connected. So it is very important you keep on, grasping the knowledge and be very conscious when you talk about them. Only then you will be able to use it properly. It is not about, knowing the concept, writing it in the exam and getting 10 on 10. It's not like that. You will get your full marks. Great, I appreciate. But what is when will you feel that your learning is going on the right track? Learning is never complete. I was about to say learning is complete, but then I actually stopped. Why? Because we can keep on learning. Learning has got no age and time. Okay? So, learning is on the right track when you can use these rules in your speaking and writing skills both. This was all for today. We will be connecting in the next class and then diving into a new topic of grammar. Thank you so much.